Well, this is it, the final round, the final hall, Judgment Day, where we'll be crowning this year's champions in the 2013 Maxxis British Drift Championship. And what a place to have it, here at Knockhill, one of the drivers' favourite tracks. So, there's not much else to say, but let's go drifting. So after a season of ups and downs, twists and turns at the top of the table, there's only one round left. But first, let's have a quick recap of the season so far.
So that means that the championship standings growing into the final round at Knockhill Circuit. Matt Looney with 70 points, Mike Marshall in second place, 2 points behind, and Phil Morrison in third.
Here at Knockhill Circuit in Scotland, British Drift Championship. This is the reason the guys love this track. It's a do or die corner. Coming down here 90 to 100 miles an hour, blind corner, initiate, and just hope you're going to make it. Go hard or go home. Final round of the BDC. Let's go.
So the time has arrived here at Knockhill. Qualifying was an interesting session with the judges scrutinising the drivers to every inch of this circuit. With the top 5 drivers in each class all in with a chance of winning the championship, they were looking for the nitty and gritty. So the semi-pro class results look like this. Tony Walker in third place with 86 points, Adam Simmons in second on 87, and Oliver Silcott taking first after that incident at Silverstone.
Struggled to start with round one, weren't used to the car, went out untested, had a little bit of an accident afterwards at a practice day, so got it ready for the next round, didn't do too bad, progressed from there into Teesside where we qualified first in the team event, not too bad, and Lidnhill again, not great, not my greatest drive, my own fault really, going a bit too hard, but there you go. Come up here and qualified 15th, so going pretty well, getting used to the car a bit.
It's been awesome this weekend, we're quite surprised to get here. Not qualifying went exceptionally well, so could be happier really.
Yeah, as you say, obviously sort of surprised to be here. Was that because of the little accident at the demonstration at tracks?
It set us back a little way, yeah. So we had about 3 days on the jig to get the car straight, but luckily loads of people donated a few parts. Acorn spotted us a front end for a 13 that we managed to cut and shut in. A few other bits borrowed from here and there, and I think Ramp Style sent me a bonnet and bumper, so got us back on our feet quite well. Qualified first yesterday, so that was quite a result for us coming back from the accident, and the car still drives straight. Hadn't even road tested it before we went out on track, so all good.
So we move on to the pro class where TJ Burney took the third spot with 91 points, Paul Cheshire with 92 in second, and Jay White taking the top spot once again with 94.
We had 3 consistent runs in qualifying. Realistically, my second one weren't as good as the other 2, but yeah, we've just been having a really good year. The car's been, well, as good as gold, hasn't really caused any trouble. It's just been a case of checking the oil and the water really, so that's what you want. Concentrate on the driving more than the car.
And the Super Pro class was very close. Phil Morrison and Dwayne McKeever tied on 96 points, but Dwayne taking the second spot, and Shane O'Sullivan returning for the final round and taking first with 97.
Not a great start to the year. We didn't score as many points as we wanted to, but we've caught up a little bit in the latter part of the season, and we're actually in contention of sort of potentially winning the championship if things went well today. I always like to go in with sort of an open mind. You know, I'm not overconfident. As I say, we've had an interesting year so far, but we've got our fingers crossed. You know, we wouldn't be disappointed if we came away, you know, not winning the championship. But it's always nice to have something to strive for again.
So the weather in Scotland is dry, perhaps a little bit windy, but what should we expect other than this here in the wonderful Knockhill racetrack? Back once again, we're straight into our top 8 battle. It is Stephen Donnelly versus Matt Samuel. Stephen Donnelly, the lead car, Matt Samuel with an earlier initiation, but just making a slight correction as he goes down the hill. Managing to keep up though, relatively good with Steve Donnelly as he goes round Scotsman's corner there at the end. It is a nice smooth drift from both drivers. So into run 2. Matt Samuel now in the car loan for you 300ZX will become the lead car, and it's an early initiation from Matt Samuel. Steve Donnelly is going to now try and chase him down. The local man in the Toyota Soro will try and use his knowledge at this track to try and take the win from Matt Samuel, but Matt is putting in an absolute blinder of a run here, and I expect he may take the win. So we're straight now into our first semi-final. It is Matt Stevenson from Slide Motorsport in the chase car going up against Joseph Ankers in the car loan for you 1via. So Joe the lead car, Matt struggling a little bit there with that 350Z. Powered by a V8 engine though, he's going to try and use that extra power to gain some ground back from Joseph Ankers. A reasonable run from both drivers, but I expect to see some improvement in the second. So it is into the second run. Matt Stevenson now the lead car, Joseph Ankers the chase car, and just look at how close Joe is getting there to Matt Stevens as he heads round Seat curves into Leslie's, and he's showing great car control. Joseph Ankers putting in some fantastic runs here, not letting Matt Stevenson get away from him one bit, and Matt just putting his hand out the window there as acknowledgement. So it's straight into our third and fourth place battle. Tony Walker in the supercharged PS13, the lead car. Matt Stevenson, the chase car, in the Slide Motorsport 350Z. And Tony's gained a little bit of a gap there, but making a few straight-ins. The judges will mark him down for that, and Matt is going to just try and claw some of that gap back on this first run. Into the second run, the guys switch it around and head down the hill into Seat curves. A blind entry at 100 mile an hour. These guys are on the edge of the limits here, and Matt Stevenson is putting in a good run. Tony Walker again making just a few corrections as he fights the car there, keeping his drift going. It could be a close one. So it's the final round of the 2013 championship and the final battle of the semi-pro class. It is an all car loan for you final. Joseph Ankers the lead car in his 1via going up against Matt Samuel in the 300ZX, and these guys have twinned with each other on many occasions during practice days and also at events. And Joe right on the edge of the circuit there. We'll have to see whether the judges saw that as one wheel off track or not. It looked like he just kept it on. But we're straight into our second battle. Matt Samuel now the lead car, Joe Ankers the chase car. So into the first corner, a great early initiation from Matt, and Joe is straight into the first corner, but starting to initiate his drift down the hill. It is looking like a reasonable run, and it could go any way. Matt Samuel though laying down a smokescreen, and a few corrections from Joe. We'll have to wait and see what the results say. And I can tell you Matt Samuel did go on to win here at Knockhill Circuit, scoring 28 points and taking the first spot. Teammate Joseph Ankers in second with 24 and Matt Stevenson in third. So it's been a fantastically close championship in the semi-pro class in 2013, and the championship results are in. Luke Woodham takes the third place, Matt Hitchcock second place, and with a 30-point lead, winning the championship and crowned semi-pro champion is Matt Samuel.
Started off
practice it all went fairly well. I didn't have any problems with the car, which was great. So I was quite confident going into it. The battles were tough, but I got through it and managed to get top spot.
And what does it mean to you to actually win the championship as a whole?
Oh, it means absolutely everything. You know, that's what we do it for. It's everything I could have hoped for, really.
So it's time to move to our pro class. The crowd came out in force here at Knockhill Circuit. The pressure mounted and the guys made some mistakes, meaning that the championship was left wide open. Again, with 5 drivers all in with a chance of taking the win and being crowned pro champion, it was down to these battles. So run 1, Alex Law the lead car, Gary Dunn the chase car. Gary all the way over from Ireland, putting in some great runs early on in the day, making it to the top 8 and some great angles, smooth driving, and he's not letting Alex Law get away from him at all. So straight into our second battle. The guys switch it around here at the Knockhill Circuit as they head into the first corner. Great initiation from Gary Dunn as he throws it over, see it curves down into Leslie's. He's gaining a little bit of ground on Alex Law with a bit more angle as well. Looking good for Gary Dunn here. The judges will be really impressed with that driving. So Gary Dunn makes it into the semi-final, going up now against Paul Cheshire from Team Falcon in his 700 horsepower G35 powered by a 2JZ super engine. Gary Dunn though, great transition there as he snaps it around, keeping up with the 700 horsepower 2JZ G35. So they switch it around. Gary has been driving epically here today, and it's not going to change. Paul Cheshire is chasing him down, but Gary with some fantastic angle, really getting to grips with this Knockhill Circuit. A challenging track, and Paul Cheshire puts a wheel off track. Gary goes into the final. So our battle for 3rd and 4th place was not as expected. Ben Manuel went into the first corner and Paul Cheshire broke a drive shaft as he left the line, meaning Ben took the win. But not letting the crowd be disappointed. A one-wheel burnout all the way up the hill, destroying the tyre that he had left on the back of that car. So into our pro final, last battle of the day and the year for these guys. It is TJ Burney against Gary Dunn. 2 Irish drivers that have come over for the BDC this season, and TJ throws it over that hill. Gary Dunn chasing him right down there, showing a little bit more angle than TJ as he goes through Scotsman's corner, looking like a really tidy run from both these guys. So it's time to switch it around. Gary Dunn now becomes the lead car, TJ the chase car. It's into the first corner. Gary Dunn throws it in there. TJ's hunting him down, but Gary is gaining ground, carrying a lot more speed than TJ. TJ not making mistakes, just not being able to keep up, and it's looking very good for Gary Dunn here. We'll have to wait and see what the results say. And here they are. I can tell you, Gary Dunn does win with 28 points here at Knockhill. TJ Burney with 25 points, and in 3rd, Ben Manuel from Slide Motorsport.
They didn't start too great, only qualified 13th, so it was a slow enough start today. I wasn't happy with the car and the way things were going, but luckily enough in the battles things started to work for me and really started to enjoy it and like the car then and get used to the track. So many one more times, it's hard to remember them all. It just kept going and going and just had to push as hard as I could and just keep trying to stick it in the door of the car and do my best with it.
The final championship standings in the pro class are in. Paul Cheshire, despite having a bad day, still managed to get the 3rd spot. Jay White in 2nd, and Jay Green taking the 1st spot, crowned champion.
The consistent driving that you've shown over the whole course of the championship has proved that you are the champion. How's it feel?
Fantastic. Brilliant. Almost words can't describe it. It's brilliant. This is what I'm here for. A lot of heart, blood, sweat and tears go into them. That's what it's about. That's what this sport's about. That's why we're all here.
Stick around, do not go anywhere. After the break, we will see who is crowned the Super Pro champion. Welcome back to the Maxxis British Drift Championship here in Knockhill in Scotland. So we're into our Super Pro Class battles, top 16, battle number 1. Simon Perry, Team Lasser Tyres, chasing down Stephen Biagioni. So Bagsy in the lead car is putting in a good run. Just look at how he's adjusting the steering wheel. This is what these drivers have to do, and Simon goes off into the gravel. What on earth happened there? Simon Perry not usually making those sort of mistakes. And is that a little bit of smoke from Bagsy's car there? We'll have to have a look. So as we see the replay, it does look like there is some sort of fluid coming from Bagsy's car underneath as he enters Scotsman's corner. And you can see it there. The marshal checking Bagsy's car, confirming that some of the oil from Bagsy's car had spilled onto Scotsman's corner. A quick clean-up operation was in hand. And it was straight back into battle. Simon Perry into the first corner, leading against Bagsy, pulling a good gap. Bagsy is trying to catch up with Simon as they enter Scotsman's corner, but Simon is keeping it flat to the floor, and I suspect from that incident in the first run, Simon will go through. So next up, it is James Fuller against Irish driver Dwayne McKeever. Dwayne McKeever, only 17 years old there in that lead car as he pushes it down the hill. James Fuller is not going to let him get away with a backwards entry from James there as he tries to keep up with Dwayne. What a fantastic run from both drivers. I'm definitely looking forward to this second run now. As they switch it around, James Fuller becomes the lead car. So Dwayne is the chase car, and he's cutting him down through Leslie's. Look at how close he's getting. This is a great run. A small correction from Fuller, but Fuller goes off. That is going to mean that Dwayne McKeever moves through into the next battles. So straight up now into our next battle. Mike Marshall going up against Paul Conlon. Paul Conlon, the lead car in the BC Coilovers S15. Mike Marshall in the 2JZ powered BMW. Looking like a good run from both these drivers. Mike's closing the gap on Paul Conlon as he gets to the end of that run. So the guys flick it around. Paul Conlon becomes the chase car. Mike Marshall flicks it into that first corner, but Paul is close behind him as they go down through into Leslie's. Mike Marshall is gaining some ground on Paul Conlon. Paul Conlon just making a correction at the end there as he straightened. I reckon it could go to Mike Marshall. So after some great battles, we're into our semi-final, and it is Jamie Kenyon versus Mike Marshall. Jamie Kenyon in the very brightly coloured S14A goes over the hill and starts to extend the gap on Michael Marshall, who is going to try everything to use that 2JZ powered BMW to catch Jamie, but Jamie putting in a great run there. The guys switch it around, and Jamie in the Learn to Drift S14A is close behind Michael there as they go over that first corner. Michael's going to try and gain an advantage now on Jamie Kenyon, but Jamie Kenyon isn't giving up with a fight. Some good twinning, good angle. We'll have to wait and see what the judges say. And the decision was Jamie Kenyon went through into the final. So it's a third and fourth place battle for Mike Marshall against Simon Perry as Mike Marshall throws it over that first corner. Simon, the lunatic Perry, is chasing him down with good speed angle. Getting nice and close there in that final corner. It's a close battle. We'll have to run battle number 2. Simon using every power that he's got in that Lasser Tyres Skyline. Mike Marshall making a slight correction and less angle as he goes through Leslie's there. And Simon could just pick the win here. We'll have to wait and see what the judges say at the final results. So after 5 events, 160 battles and an almighty stack of tyres, it comes down to this final battle. Jamie Kenyon, the lead car, up against Wesley Keating in the WKD Imports 180SX. Jamie is laying down some smoke, I'll tell you that for sure. But Wes is not going to go without a fight here. Who is going to take the top spot here at Knockhill, the final event of 2013? It comes down to battle number 2. Wesley Keating, the lead car. Jamie Kenyon, the chase car, into that first corner. Wesley Keating running offline, Jamie running wide to avoid contact, and Wesley puts the wheel off the track. The pressure getting to Wesley Keating. Not the way we want to see the final end, but I think we can guess what the results are. So the final results see Simon Perry taking the third step on the podium, Wesley Keating with that wheel off track takes second, and Jamie Kenyon gets the first place here at Knockhill.
We've had some really tough battles. Luke Fink all the way over from Oz, Matt Carter, previous champion. It's just really difficult things. Luck was with me, managed to get all the way through into the final. Luckily the other guy made a mistake because I was running out of fuel, and just always seemed to go my way today.
So the final championship results are in the Super Pro class, and Phil Morrison takes the third spot. Simon Perry 4 points ahead of him in second place, but Mike Marshall with a 10-point lead is crowned champion.
And your consistent driving has made you the 2013 Super Pro British Drift Champion. How's it feel to say that?
Absolutely, I don't know what to say. Over the moon. That's all I can say.
What was the feelings through that last battle?
Perry's very fast, and I didn't know whether I'd won it or not, but I worked out the points, and obviously, I knew I'd won the championship.
So in the Constructors' Championship, the results are in. Slide Motorsport takes third place with 168, Team M&M with 190, and Carl Lone for you winning with 208 points.
It was a close call with us and Team M&M, and luckily we just nipped it at the last minute, and so we took away nearly all the trophies we could.
Well, that's it. Another round.
Another season, 2013 British Drift Championship, done and dusted.
Well, that's all we've got time for, but enjoy the winter break, and in the meantime, go hard or go home.